I can give you 10, not 20, she said. Okay, thank you for telling me. Another day, someone sent me a message. She said, your cupcake was too dry. I did not like it. I felt sad. I wanted to stop. But my father said, one bad voice does not mean you failed. Keep going. So I did. I started to write a small label for each box. I wrote, made by Aaliyah. Thank you. People smiled when they saw it. One woman called and said, I gave your cake to my child. He loved it. He wants more next week. I said, thank you so much. My voice was shaking. One Saturday, I counted my savings. I had $180. It was not much, but it was all mine. My father looked at the money and said, do you want to open a small stall? I said, can I? He said, let's go see. We went to a street near the train station. There were many small food stalls. One man was selling tea. One woman sold snacks. A girl sold handmade earrings. I asked a man, how much for one stall here? He said, $50 a week. I looked at my father. He said, try 1 week. The next Sunday, I stood behind my small table. I put a cloth on it. I placed my cupcakes in a row. I used my best boxes. I wrote the prices on a sign. Small, $1, big, $2. My hands were shaking. I smiled at people. I said, would you like a cupcake? Some people said, no. Some looked and walked away. But one boy came back and said, I want the pink one. He gave me $1 and ran to his mother, my first customer at the stall. I will never forget him. By afternoon, I sold 12 cupcakes. I made 24 and 12 were left. I gave two to a little girl near the tea stall. She smiled and said, so soft. That made me happy. I packed the rest and went home. My feet hurt. My hands were sticky, but I smiled. I gave my father the small cash bag. He counted the money. He looked at me and said, you did it. The next week, I sold more, then more. One woman said, can you come to my child's school and sell at the event? I said, yes. I baked all night. My father helped me pack. I sold every single cake that day. After 2 months, the tea seller near my stall said, you work hard. Your cake smells sweet. He smiled and gave me a cup of tea. I said, thank you. That means a lot. It did. I saved more money. I bought better trays. I bought a second apron. I printed a small sign with my name. It said Alina's Cakes. It was just paper, but it made me proud. One day, I opened my old photo album. I saw pictures of myself in big malls, big cars, shiny dresses. I looked happy in the photos, but I remembered how empty I felt. I did not know the meaning of life back then. Now I wore old clothes. I had no gold watch, but I had something better. I had purpose. I had hands that worked. I had people who said, your cakes are good. That meant more than anything.